In this video, I have a breaking scoop for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the entire video. We got lots to unpack. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And the article that's the placeholder in today's video is from Light Reading. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. So the early scoop, I put out a tweet about 5 days ago about AT&T's fixed wireless access. Now, I have info internally. I don't have any documents, so you can take this as unofficial if you like. But I have info to add to what AT&T announced this morning. AT&T's fixed wireless play gets bigger and louder, and it's going to get even bigger and even louder. But let me continue with the video. So there's several talking points that I have for today's video that I'll be discussing and going through with you guys. So internally, from what I'm being told, this product is part of the converged offer. That's the language that's being used internally. You've probably heard it at an earnings call. Analysts talk about it. Stanky has probably brought up the word converged. And we hear that with T-Mobile and Verizon as well. So this is nothing new, but this is a converged offer for AT&T. So what they are getting ready to do, they are going to launch nationally. This fixed wireless access product is now going national. It's going national. It's not just going to be a rural play. It's going national. So today we got 16 new markets that launched. So this is a staggered launch. This is what I was told on a call. This is a staggered launch. This is not going to be this is going to be the AT&T way. They're going to do this very smartly, very strategically. They're just not going to open it up to all the households nationally and then there is pent up demand. AT&T can already see it. They have statistics and analytics internally. There's a lot of demand for the product already. So they want to do this in a staggered launch. It's going to be city after city and then, more to come. And then they also want to make sure that they have enough CP router units available to meet the demand. That's the first talking point. They want to comfortably meet the demand. They don't want people to go into the availability tool and see that their address is available and then they have to wait a month before they can even get the router. That's too long for a consumer to maybe have remorse on the buying decision or find another deal, right? It could be that within that month of the waiting period that all of a sudden T-Mobile launches a big promo on fixed wireless access or Verizon launches another promo, right? So you want to get this product out as fast as possible, get it into the consumer hands so they can, close that deal and the consumer continues using that product. So meet the demand is the first talking point in this video, and that's something that AT&T wants to handle very smartly, and that's why they are going to do a staggered launch. So the second point of the second talking point is they are going to make sure wherever they make this product available, they're going to make sure that there's enough capacity. That's a very important part, right? It's going to be the most smartly strategic fixed wireless access launch out of all of the MNOs. Verizon and AT&T, they kind of just, they started deploying it and then, here they launched it and, now it's available in a lot of neighborhoods. Even if your address is not available, you can use somebody else's address, have it shipped to you. That's not going to happen with AT&T, I'm told. This is a much more strategic, much more strict as well launch out of all of the MNOs. So they're going to make sure that wherever they launch this or wherever they make it available, that there's going to be enough capacity. And that leads me to the second part of this talking point, QCI, right? This is going to launch as a QCI 9 product, but depending on area, depending on capacity, there is opportunity to upsell to higher QCI, I'm told. I don't know the specific QCI, but that's what I'm hearing. That could be an additional monetization tool. Like, hey, this, you paid this X amount of dollars more, and you can get more priority on this product. That is in the talks right now, not disclosed publicly, but internally that's in the talks, and that could potentially bring an even better experience for the consumer. So the third talking point, and I think this is very clear, probably should have made this a disclaimer at the very beginning of the video. This product is not going to compete against their own fiber product. It's not going to. So if you're in an area in the neighborhood that has fiber, AT&T fiber availability, don't even check fixed wireless access. It's not going to be available. They're not competing against their own product. That is a big no. I have been told this from the internal source. Not going to happen. They're not going to compete against their own product. So that might make you question, like, okay, well, if they don't compete against their fiber, well, who's this product for? Well, even in a high penetration market like El Paso, there's a lot of fiber, but there are still a lot of neighborhoods that are sitting on DSL 10 megabits. And in those neighborhoods, I am told with confidence that AT&T is losing. They're losing to fixed wireless access. They're losing to the likes of Verizon and the likes of T-Mobile because they can't perform any better. In some of those neighborhoods, especially mine, the max downlink they can provide is 10 megabits. You can't stream any 4K. So in a neighborhood like mine is the perfect example of where they would strategically open up fixed wireless access. So, this leads me into the third talking point. This is a big deal in that regard, right? The converged offer, you get the fixed wireless access in a neighborhood where DSL performs poorly. You converge that with the wireless, now the consumer gets a discount. It's still accretive to AT&T, and it's accretive to the consumer because they're getting a discount. It goes from 55 down to 35 if you bundle with wireless. So now AT&T is looking at the long-term picture, right? They're looking at CLV, they're looking at churn. How do we keep this customer long-term? Do we keep them long-term on the FWA product? Or if there's enough demand for that neighborhood, right, if we overlay a large percentage of our DSL footprint with FWA, do we now bring fiber? Do we approach this as a hybrid model? Right, we've had these customers on FWA for a few years now. There's still pent-up demand for that neighborhood, and the usage continues to grow. Now we make the investment on fiber, and then we let the consumer know on the back end, like, hey, we're connecting your household up to fiber, and we're just going to move you. You can keep the same router because the router, the egg that people are getting, it has an OTN and it has a 10 gig port. So once AT&T goes in, they connect up the house to fiber. You just connect that egg to fiber, and you're on 10 gig or whatever tier you choose speed. This is a huge deal, right? This is where AT&T is too quiet, in my opinion. I'm going to early scoop them, but they're too quiet. This is a big deal. And then guess what? The reliability now goes from 99% to 100%, in my opinion. Because now, guess what? That egg is wireless ready. So if that fiber ever goes out for whatever reason, the FWA just kicks in. So you never lose service in that sense, right? Of course, if there's a hurricane and both services go out, that's the rare case, right? That's the exception, not the rule. So this is, in my opinion, this is a big deal. This creates CLV. This creates better CLV, better churn, lower churn. Because now they go in with the product, the consumer likes it. It performs better than what they had previously with the DSL. Even in some cases, it's a more cleaner, lower staggered launch to where that tower can provide very solid speeds even competing better or having a better performing product than T-Mobile's FWA and Verizon's FWA. Right? If you think about it, this is all upside for AT&T. They never included any of this on any analyst day. This is all upside. They didn't even announce during any analyst day that they were going to launch this in any city, right? This was just supposed to be a copper replacement, very rural-ish type of situation, maybe some suburban. Now they launched 16 markets that are huge, top 50 markets. And it's going nationwide. You know, I'm just letting you guys know it's going national. But again, it's not going to be available at as many addresses as, say, Verizon and T-Mobile, right? Especially in markets where they're complementing this or supplementing this with fiber. You know, this is going to be launched in areas where they have fiber penetration, but there's still neighborhoods that have DSL that they can't get the fiber to in a reasonable time, where they have to act quick, right? Because they don't want to lose all those customers to Verizon and T-Mobile FWA, right? So that's the talking point. And then the next talking point is TV, right? A converged offer. A lot of people are still going to want TV of some sorts. Although now that YouTube TV has the Sunday ticket, that's going to be a lot tougher to compete against, because a lot of people are just naturally going to gravitate towards YouTube TV. Right. I'm not saying everybody, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want that Sunday ticket, right? That's why I think what Verizon did on giving the Sunday ticket on us was a big deal. But AT&T is still selling the AT&T TV or Direct TV, whatever it's called now. They're still selling that in stores, so that can be bundled in. I don't know if it's bundled on the billing because of their back end is a little outdated, but it can still be bundled. And it's still going to be offered by the reps. So you could get a good deal out of all of this. Now, the TV side of things, I think is going to be promotional in the first year, more expensive in the second year. That's just how DirecTV has always worked. But I'm told on the converged offer for the 55 to 35, there's a high chance that you can continue to keep that pricing long term. You might have to call after 12 months, you know, hey, la da da da, but they're going to be willing to budge to keep you. That's what I'm told. So those are just some of the talking points that I wanted to cover in today's video. Outside of that, AT&T is just going to have to disclose more of this publicly, right? This is going to affect financials. This is going to be accretive to just about everything, EBITDA, profits, whatever. And they're going to have to give us, of course, more detail as to the type of scale that they think they can sell this, because now they're approaching into the millions, right? Verizon is doing 4 to 5 million. AT&T is doing, T-Mobile is doing 7 to 8 million by 2025. I mean, AT&T could do 1 to 2 million as an example. I'm just throwing it out there. They could do 2 to 3 million. That's the type of scale that I'm told they want to get to, or they're looking to get to. So again, this is an early scoop of mine. Like I said, you can treat this unofficially, but this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. I've seen some schematics. Also, for those of you who stuck around to the end of the video, there's a BG 450 that's going to look like the egg router that's being sent out right now for FWA customers. That's going to be the new router or modem / router for fiber customers that's launching sometime next year. It's been a bit delayed, I'm told, because FWA is right now is the priority, because they plan on going national on with their supply and all that. So that's more of a priority right now. So the BG 320 or whatever it is still available, but a new replacement for a router / modem is coming to fiber. And that router is going to have wireless access anyway. So even if you just use fiber from AT&T and you don't use them for wireless, whatever, you will still have redundancy from the wireless network. So just wanted to share that with you guys. This is a lots to unpack, probably more to unpack in several other videos. So make sure you check out this article. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Check out the video, of course. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.